Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live. Welcome to Satoshi TV, aka Bitcoin SV TV, aka It's Just Bitcoin, and we all know it. Rock and roll. Today's day is Tuesday, the 17th of August, 2021. Let's be gone and jump straight into some of these articles. But obviously, things are getting really excited at the moment. So just gonna check the figures just quickly because I always love this. So yeah, all right then. Yeah, transactions, block size still looking juicy. Got some big blocks coming through. Look, unknown miner mining a 1.737 gigabyte block earlier this afternoon, just from out of nowhere, as you do. Amazing. Yeah, it's looking really good. Let's have a look at the politics quickly. So, 6.1% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin. That was like 27% earlier. That's the opportunity cost that their miners are willing to lose out on the dollar value. Let's have a look at the mining just quickly. Look at that. Look at that. SV Pool, Hathor, SBI Crypto wanting a look in. VAR BTC increasing their hash rate. F2 Pool getting a look in. You know, attention is starting to come to the chain. That is what we're seeing here. This is kind of like what I would expect to see when just something is, when the spark is lit. Suddenly sort of rumours getting around and it's just actually, you know, I think we better hedge our bets and play it safe and get some genuine Bitcoin. Yeah, might be an idea really. But I mean, look, the price is still unbelievably suppressed. It's absolutely insane. Let's just check quickly on Live Coin Watch while we're here. What's it saying? $165. Look at that. Look. Let's have a look at that 30 days. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Loving what I'm seeing there. Right, let's see how far we are in front of Coolcoin. Look at that, 222 gigabytes. I worked out that it looks like we're going up by about 20 gigabytes over sort of like a 3 day period. And we're only, let's have a look, see how far we are behind Coolcoin. Here you go, let's have a quick check of the chain growth. As in far behind doubling it. because we're way out in front. 222 gigabytes out in front. I mean, look at this. What a joke. Absolutely phenomenal. Right, so the chain is now registering here as being 572 gigabytes in size and data, compared to Qualcomm. This is 365. So doubling 365 is what, 730. So 570 just means that we're only basically like 160 gigabytes away. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Just thinking this. So if we're going up by 20 gigabytes every 3 days, we need 160. So my mental arithmetic is going to fail me here. 20, 40, 60, 81. So 5 multiplied by 3, that's 15. And then 20, 40, 60, that's 3, 6, 9. So, just about 30 days. So about a month. In about a month or 30 days, that's provided the increase is the same. Then we'll be double the size of the Qualcomm BTC Segwit protocol chain. In a month, we're going to be double the size of it. Absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Bring it on. That's all I can say there. So let's have a look at some articles here, shall we? Because that's what this show is all about. Here we go. So let's read this one first of all. A news update from the Bitcoin Association. So August 16th, 2021, update on the BSV network. Let's get a load of this then. Bitcoin Association provides a further update on the BSV network in light of recent attacks. One, our monitoring team has not detected any further attacks on the BSV network since the last attempted attack on chain on August 4th, which was successfully repelled. Our 24/7 monitoring team continues to vigilantly observe the network. Exchanges. Bitcoin Association know that BSV businesses and users have been adversely impacted by the digital asset exchanges suspending BSV services. It is a top priority to get exchanges to resume BSV deposits, withdrawal and trading facilities as soon as possible. Each exchange makes this decision at its own discretion and pursuant to its own initial internal policies. Since the August 3rd and 4th attacks, our team members have been reaching out to exchanges on a regular basis and continue to do so. We have also prepared for digital asset exchanges, a comprehensive report about the attacks, and the measures the Bitcoin Association, the Bitcoin BSV infrastructure team, and BSV miners have taken to protect the network thus far and going forward. Miners Bitcoin Association have been in constant communication with miners who play a vital role in helping to defend the BSV network. We expect that use of the invalidated block command will enable honest miners to successfully repel future block reorganization attacks. For all BSV miners we have communicated with, it is the stated intention of those BSV miners to continue to reject blocks that contain double spends. On August 13th, Technical Director of the Bitcoin SV infrastructure team, Steve Shadders, published a blog post explaining this and why secretly created blocks that contain double spend transactions violate both Bitcoin rules and the law. Bitcoin Association continued to educate miners about the value of using Miner ID, a tool that Bitcoin Association has provided for some time for free use. Miner ID allows miners to cryptographically sign their blocks and provide their identity. Oh, that is a great idea. This can help protect miners from miner manipulation and spoofing, such as was seen in the recent attacks on the network. Law enforcement. The block reorganization attacks are fraudulent and illegal. Bitcoin Association has zero tolerance for illegal activity, and we treat attacks on the network very seriously. Bitcoin Association has reported all block reorganization attacks to law enforcement agencies having jurisdiction and will also work with affected BSV ecosystem companies to submit their own reports. Both Bitcoin Association and our legal representatives continue to communicate with law enforcement agencies in multiple jurisdictions and are providing forensic evidence our team has collected. 5 1 gigabyte blocks, world records at a time. Even in the face of these attacks, the substantial hash power, the BSV network has continued to operate well, processing a record-breaking volume of transactions, and even 5, at their time, record-setting 1 gigabyte size blocks. Block size hard cap raised further. New 1.247 and 2 gigabyte world record blocks. As demand for capacity on the mainnet continues to grow, miners representing the majority of the current hash power on the network signal that they intend to raise the block size hard cap, setting their node to 2 gigabytes, with this change to be actioned by Friday, August 13th, 2021. At 1 p.m. UTC, Bitcoin Association communicated this to other miners, with most known BSV miners also lifting their hard cap setting to 2 gigabytes as recommended. We also issued an advisory to the entire BSV ecosystem, recommending that all non-miners running the Bitcoin SV node software, exchanges, applications, and others raise their hard cap setting to 10 gigabytes in anticipation of further raises to the hard cap. Wow. With miners raising their hard cap to 2 gigabytes on August 16th, the BSV network quickly saw 2 new world record blocks. First at a 1.247 gigabyte block, which is block number 700597 at 1:38 UTC was mined. This is the first ever mainnet block above 1 gigabyte in size, and the first ever with transaction fees of 6.33 coins. Higher than the fixed subsidy amount of 6.25 coins for the block, for a total reward of 12.58 BSV. Less than 2 hours later, at 3:20 UTC, block 700-606 contained 1.9999 gigabytes gigabytes of data, hitting the 2 gigabyte hard cap. This 2 gigabyte block contained 10 coins in transaction fees, adding 106% more than the fixed subsidy amount of 6.25 coins, for total block rewards of 16.25 BSV to the winning miner. With the fixed subsidy amount per block halving approximately every 4 years, increasing transaction fee revenue in this manner is how Satoshi Nakamoto designed Bitcoin to remain profitable for the nodes that are today called miners, who must gradually shift to become transaction processors. This is why the future of Bitcoin is on BSV. By working together with exchanges, miners, transaction processors, and other industry participants, collectively, Bitcoin Association wants to facilitate a safe, trusted environment for users of the BSV network. We remain confident in the resilience of the BSV network and the ability of the Bitcoin ecosystem, designed by Satoshi Nakamoto to withstand malicious attacks. Get in there. That was an awesome article. An awesome article. Love reading stuff like that. In fact, I think that might well be like a press release that was released here. So let's see what this one is. Smartatham. Smartarium. No double spending of BSV coins occurred in failed BSV attacks. Let's see what this one says then. Sounds good. Much conjecture has been formed online about the recent July and August BSV attacks. However, what must be clarified is that no BSV coins have been double spent in all of these attacks. This just demonstrates the highly efficient detection and defensive tools, the robust security system of the BSV network. It can even be said that these malicious block reorganization attacks may be geared towards doing reputational harm more than the actual double spending of BSV coins. Yeah, that's what I suspected. Sunny Fung Newfish said, once the power of Big Block is unleashed, nothing can stop it. Those attacks caused by scare and jealousy will only make BSV grow faster. Look at that, I've got that big block there. Many BSV supporters are stating the obvious, that BSV is withstanding the attacks. And this fact highlights not only the resilience of the network, but more importantly that the Bitcoin white paper, of which BSV is committed to realizing, continues to be relevant more than a decade after it was first published. This latest attack did, as reported, create 3 malicious forks containing substantial double spend attempts. The first 2 have been successfully repelled by honest miners choosing to reject fraudulent double spends in accordance with the Bitcoin white paper. The third chain is much smaller, just 13 blocks, which miners are in the process of reversing, as it is much more recent. While the motive isn't entirely clear at present, it seems likely it is little more than theft and profiteering, and the fact that we can now repel such actions is very encouraging. It has kept the exchanges, who were targets of these fraud attempts, safe and completely in line with the white paper. Enchain CTO and chairman of the BSV Technical Standards Committee, Steve Shadders, said in an email comments to Forbes. As of 9:30 a.m. on August 5th, the third attack has been successfully repelled and no other attack has been detected. These failed malicious attacks, which are known to be committed by the same unknown miner who goes by the moniker Zulu Pool, just further illustrates the need for law in blockchain, something that Bitcoin creator Dr. Craig S. Wright has always said. Bitcoin needs to work within the law to be valid. In an effort to thwart cybercriminals in general, prevent further illegal attacks on BSV network, and create a more lawful environment, in the world of digital currency, billionaire philanthropist and blockchain conglomerate founder Calvin Ayre has launched and personally funded the CoinGeek Crime Bounty Program. Individuals who are able to give useful information that can lead to the arrest of the person or person responsible for BSV attacks will be rewarded substantially. The amount of the reward will be negotiated depending on how important the information given will be. Excellent. The bounty program aims to be active in the long term and will not cease to exist once the Zulu Pool miner has been apprehended and punished for his crimes. It comes after the US State Department has announced last month a bounty reward to anyone who can provide tips that can pinpoint cyber criminals who initiate attacks on US critical infrastructure, and after the US Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network FinCEN has stated that it will redouble its efforts in its crypto-based anti-money laundering campaign. Successful systems require order, which is why all societies impose rules and clearly mark out of bounds lines and stipulate penalties for straying outside these lines. Crypto anarchists may bristle at such restrictions, but regulation is the sector's only surefire route to long-term sustainability. Another Stephen Stabroke eloquently and accurately wrote, "Regulation and law in blockchain cannot be avoided. It is an inevitability that digital currencies against regulation must prepare for. The failed BSV attacks and the consequent CoinGeek Bounty program are but precursors to the time when digital currencies have to strictly follow regulations in order to limit illegal activities." What a great article. What a great article. I love BSV. Did I say that? Yes, I do. Alright, let's have a look then. So, I think we're almost up to date in terms of news on CoinGeek that I like looking at. China's latest 5-year plan includes a multi-year crackdown on tech sector. Dope. DBS Bank approved offer digital currency services in Singapore. Alright, nice. Improvements. This space is moving forward, marching on together even. BSV blockchain new 1.25 gigabyte block, 2 gigabyte record blocks prove BSV's economic model. Yes, it does. Indeed, it does. All right, let's have a quick look then. 9 hours ago, here we go. So 70597. Remember that number. It's the block number of one of BSV's biggest blocks yet at almost 1.25 gigabytes. But that's the less important part. The thing that makes block 700597 special is it's the first Bitcoin block to earn its processor a higher return in transaction fees, 6.33 Bitcoin, than the block subsidy of 6.25. Even in these early days, BSV is proving its economic model works. Before anyone had time to catch their breath, BSV smashed even that record with block 70606, which came in around 2 gigabytes and generated over 10 BSV in transaction fees. Block 700597 was processed or mined by SV Pool at 1:38 p.m. UTC on August 16, 2021. It contained 4,546 transactions and was 1.24 gigabytes in size. Most importantly, it generated 6.33 Bitcoin, around $1,074 in fees, higher than the 6.25 Bitcoin block subsidy processors received from verifying a Bitcoin transaction block. Yes, just love it. If you've been noticing some extra large blocks on BSV network recently, there's a reason for it. The BSV protocol, like Bitcoin as it was initially released, has no hard-coded limit on how large blocks may be. Instead, processors set their own soft caps according to their technical capabilities. Processors SV Pool and Taldes Distribution Information Technologies both lifted their block caps to prove it was possible. It was just last week BSV celebrated its largest block at just under a gigabyte, though we predicted soft caps would rise further, allowing for many more records to be broken in the near future. That is now happening. Yes, indeed. Amazing. For some more context, the main argument that formally split the Bitcoin community in 2017 was over whether the Bitcoin network could or should raise the limits of its block size. The small blockers who now control the BTC network argued that a Bitcoin block should be 1 megabyte. Yes, megabytes. They begrudgingly agreed to a deal to raise it to 2 gigabytes by the end of the year before reneging. Maybe that was 2 megabytes, but 2 gigabytes, they were never going to do that. Bitcoin's blockchain, they said, should serve as a settlement layer for transactions that happen off-chain, what a load of crap, on a secondary layer networks that are centralized, and therefore only the centralized company who makes the second layer profits from it. The unreliable Lightning Network is the best known attempt at a proof of concept for this. To marginally increase the number of transactions per block, BTC fundamentally altered Bitcoin's protocol and economic rules by introducing segregated witness, which removed digital signature data from the transaction data they corresponded to. When miners/processors complained that limiting the block size, now called a block weight, on BTC would result in a lost income, they were told that users would pay a premium for transaction fees instead. This went against everything Bitcoiners had promised in the preceding years, and today BTC fees for a single transaction can be high enough to make banks and Western Union blush. I love it. That's not the model BSV Bitcoin or Satoshi Nakamoto wanted. Bitcoin should focus on high transaction volumes at large data capacity network and cheap fees. That way everyone could be satisfied. Users could pay a single cent for a regular payment transactions, while high volume data applications could work out deals with processing operations to pay even less, generating millions of transactions a day. Meanwhile, even diehard BTC adherents continues to grumble about the $20 to $60 fees for a single transaction, no matter what amount of money they're sending, and transactions being dropped because the blocks were too full. BTC's price may boom, but many users find those are the times it's virtually impossible to actually send anything. Yeah, it's a massive bubble. Blocks 700,597 and 700,606 exist now as proof that transaction processors can earn more in fees than the block subsidy by verifying blocks containing thousands of transactions. It's important to note also that the Bitcoin SV node team is completely re-architecting the protocol software while strictly maintaining its set-in-stone rules to create Terranode, which when activated will make this past week's record seem puny by comparison. Loving that statement. That might actually have to yeah, I'm gonna post that. Shout out to people in the chat box, hope you're enjoying that. Savtosh in the chat box, Arcade Rob, Keith Fellows in there, great stuff. Elvis Cool Cat, good to see ya. Yeah, alright, good chat, boys, good chat. Let's see what else there is. I think that was a great article there. Glad I read that one. That was awesome. That was awesome. That's the kind of articles that I love to read. Let's have a look at editorials. Yeah, I think I've been through all of those. Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's go on to our favourite shitcoin online magazine. I don't think they've got anything interesting today. I had a quick flick through these. They report on shitcoins. I guess they have to, really. I mean, I'm so not bothered. The only reason I look at the shitcoin news is just to see what they're thinking. I mean, their thoughts are just so way off. I mean, literally like away with the fairies. Like, absolutely no clue whatsoever. Talking shit, should I say. You know, absolutely crazy. What's this? Major European music festival will allow fans to buy tickets using Elgarand. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, that's on the Ethereum network as well. Crazy. What's this? Fitch Ratings warns El Salvador's Bitcoin law will pose risk to local Insurers. Oh, yeah. Phil Valdar Ventures leads a third raising for a Bitpanda. Again, another utter waste of money and time. I mean, it's just shocking, really. Yeah, close them off. Good grief. Top stories: UK police to return Ethereum stolen in a 22 million investment scam. Crypto trading app 1inch launches on Ethereum. Oh, who cares? Mike Novak's Galley digital files for a Bitcoin ETF futures. Yeah, good luck with that, mate. Crypto trading platform Bitpanda hits $1.4 billion valuation after $236 million raised. Oh my god, honestly, this money, they're all looking for value. All this money in the entire space is looking for value. And literally, by sheer stupidity, they have no idea that everything is in Bitcoin. The original protocol, which is BSV. You know, they're throwing all this money. You know, it's like the next risk. It's like the next con, the next scam. You know, it's just insane. I mean, you'd think they might do just a little bit of due diligence, like, you know, maybe look past the end of their nose, but they just can't. They just can't. Let's see what this Ethereum thing was all about, then. Greater Manchester Police, recovered over $22 million in stolen crypto from scammers, including over $9 million on a single encrypted USB drive. Wow. In brief, the scammers tricked people into investing in what they thought was a Binance Smart Chain service. Manchester Police found the scammers holding USB sticks containing millions of dollars of Ethereum. A UK police force is looking to return £16 million, $22 million in stolen cryptocurrency, including a whopping £6.85 million, $9.4 million in Ethereum recovered from a single encrypted USB drive. Greater Manchester's Police Economic Crime Unit retrieved the cryptocurrency after smashing an online scam. According to a press release from the force, the scam saw victims from the UK, US, Europe, China, Australia and Hong Kong duped into depositing money into an online savings and trading service that purported to be built on the Binance Smart Chain. Everybody's scamming with Binance. But remember, Binance isn't after the 29th of October this year, which is just a little over 2 months away. Binance as a company will cease to exist. So who's the law going to go after? You know, we've got at the moment judges making judgments over whether or not, Binance as a business has to reveal bits of information. What happens when Binance is disbanded, as it were? You know, there is no company there to go after. Literally no one. People have no idea what's coming. Instead, the scammers waited until a significant amount of money had been deposited before diverting the funds into their own cryptocurrency wallets and shutting down a website. Oh dear. I mean, these people, I just can't. People are so trusting these days. Maybe that's why everyone's getting jabbed. You know, who knows? After receiving intelligence that the perpetrators of the scheme had been in Manchester, the police arrested a 23-year-old male and a 25-year-old female for fraud and money laundering offences. The pair have since been released under investigation. The police were also able to track down 90% of the cryptocurrency stolen, with one encrypted USB stick containing over $9 million in Ethereum and a cryptographically safe deposit box containing £12.7 million. The police did not specify whether the deposit box contained Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies. Greater Manchester Police has asked anyone who believes they've been a victim of the scam to contact them at Gabro at Greater Manchester Police, that's GMP, .police.uk. Those who do should provide the name of the service they invested in, the law enforcement agency to which they report the crime, as well as wallet addresses and documentation to prove ownership of any stolen funds. I mean, the police are doing unbelievably hard. I mean, to actually track these people down, and go and basically bust them. I mean, that's some serious work they're doing there. It's really good. Crypto scams on the rise. Cryptocurrency scams have soared in recent months, with the US Federal Trade Commission reporting that during a 6-month period between October 2020 and March 2021, consumers lost $82 million to crypto scams, 10 times the amount reported in the same period a year earlier. At the time, the FTC noted that cryptocurrency scams increase as crypto price rises. Every season, crypto users aren't immune to scams. One victim of the Manchester scam, who lost hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency, described himself as an experienced blockchain professional who had used crypto for years. Earlier this month, the founder of the NFT project lost 16 CryptoPunk NFTs to a scammer, while last year a long-term Bitcoin holder claimed to have lost 1,400 BTC. Then worth $16 million, and now an eye-watering $64 million to an Electrum wallet phishing scam. It's a dangerous world out there. Stay safe. That was actually a really good article. That wow. I mean, people are so trusting. Yeah, jab me. Oh yeah, give me your Bitcoin. Oh, all right then. Yeah, give me a Bitcoin, and this is what I'll do with it, and I'll make some more money. Yeah. I mean, it's so basic. It's just unbelievable, Jeepers. And let's have a look at bitch news. What's this? Alibaba's NFT marketplace allows content creators to copyright work via blockchain IP services. Again, I mean, if it's not on Bitcoin, they're going to lose the lot because it's all data. Big three credit agencies, Fitch warns El Salvador adopting Bitcoin will negatively affect insurers. Yeah. US lawmakers urge SEC and CFTC to create joint working group on crypto regulation. Wonder what they're going to come up with. That's quite a novel idea, really. So Solana captures fresh all-time highs. Oh my God, honestly, some people are jumping out of Bitcoin to go into Solana, and it's just like all the other shitcoins. It's a Ponzi scheme. Number go up, so what? I really couldn't care. There is no fundamental value in it whatsoever. When the time comes, it will crash overnight, and you won't be able to get out, and you'll lose everything. It's that simple, really. But the faster the price goes up, the less people are willing to take their coins out. They will lose everything. It's going to be devastating for those people who do lose everything. I mean, jeepers. All right, let's read that one about CFTC and SEC just quickly. Here we go, last one. Bitch news. All right. 2 US lawmakers have urged the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, and the acting chairman of the Commodities Future Trading Commission to establish a joint working group for the regulation of crypto assets. SEC and CFTC urged to collaborate on crypto regulation. US representatives Patrick McHenry and Glenn G.T. Thompson sent a letter to the SEC chairman Gary Gensler and acting CFTC chairman Rustin Benham Monday regarding cryptocurrency. McHenry is the ranking member of the House Financial Services Committee, while Thompson is the ranking member of the House Committee on Agriculture. The letter begins by referencing Gensler's comments to Senator Elizabeth Warren, stating that additional authorities and resources are needed for the oversight of the crypto industry. McHenry previously raised concerns that Gensler wanting jurisdiction over all crypto exchanges, including non-security ones, is a blatant power grab that will hurt American innovation. The letter to Gensler and Benham states, rather than regulate innovation and job creation out of this country, we should promote an active dialogue between regulators and market participants. Well, the market participants are all scammers. An open and collaborative dialogue with all relevant agencies, stakeholders and market participants is critical. Not when they're all scammers, it's not. McHenry and Thompson explained this is the goal of HR 1602 to the Eliminate Barriers to Innovation Act of 2021, which passed the US House of Representatives in April. HR 1602 is a bipartisan act that requires the SEC and CFTC to establish a joint working group on digital assets with market participants, organizations involved in academic research, and investor protection organizations, among others, the two lawmakers detailed. They emphasized that nothing prevents the two agencies from creating a working group under existing law. A working group on digital assets would enable both the SEC and CFTC to explore how effectively use their current jurisdiction cooperatively, the letter adds. While the SEC claims jurisdiction over all crypto-related securities, the security ones, not Bitcoin though, genuine Bitcoin, including exchanges that trade them, absolutely, the CFTC has jurisdiction over crypto assets, which are considered commodities, and that's only Bitcoin, which is BSV. A CFTC commissioner clarified earlier this month, just so we're all clear here, the SEC has no authority over pure commodities or their trading venues, whether those commodities are wheat, gold, oil, or crypto assets. Well, they're not crypto assets, they are digital assets. Digital commodities. The lawmakers' letter to the two agencies concludes, quote here, "We request a response from you and your fellow commissioners describing the ways the SEC and CFTC plan to work together on these critical issues." All right. Great. Well, I know I always said it, but really quite enjoyed that one today. Great stuff. Great stuff. Right, shout out to everybody in the chat box. Anybody new in there? I don't think so, but put handles and paymails in there. Let's do this. It is time for dinging of the dong. Rock and roll. I shall start from the top and work down from first in the house. So first in the house was Sav Toshi. On the way, Suave Toshi. There we go. Swiping to send. On the way to you. Got it. Arcade Rob, that is Pikes. Strange name, but fair dues. There we go, Pikes, got it. Swiping to send, on the way. And Keith Fellows, Big Bollocks, here we go. B-I-G, got it. Swiping to send, on the way. And Elvis Cool Cat, coming your way. Like a hound dog. Got it. There we are. Swiping to send. On the way. Let's see who else we got in there. Yo, what Orange Kicks. Like a whip it. There we go. Alright, there we go. Swiping to send. On the way. I think that's everybody. If I've missed anybody, please let me know. Shout out to KP Dad. I didn't mention him in this morning's show. I was too confused with everything. Swiping to send. That's KP Dad 72 on the way to you. Rock and roll. Right then, guys. That's the end of the show. Hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, be aware. Take care. Stay safe out there. Joy giving. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch. Forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.